welcome to Sunday Dusk. And here's your host, Corvus Twins.
Hello! Oh, thank you, everybody. You're too kind. You're all too kind. Every week I come out and you're just cheering for me like this. You're too kind. Oh my gosh. I love y'all so much. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Hasio. Thank you, Bentai. Thank you. Oh, you wonderful people. It's Sunday! It's time for Sunday Dusk. We love the Sunday Dusk. I always sing along with this song. It's too jazzy. Way too jazzy. Should I just keep the song going? I feel like I should keep the song going. It's like, I don't know. I always ask Rodney to cut it short, but I'm kind of feeling it this week. Just gonna dance for a bit. Oh my gosh, can you believe it, folks? It's Sunday already. A bittersweet time of day. Sunday dusk. You're relaxing. You're sitting down after a weekend. You had such a great time. But the sadness of having to go back to work tomorrow looms. But I hope for now I can end your weekend with some joy and some happiness and some coziness. And I think we got a nice, good, cozy stream tonight because, oh my gosh, we have got some wonderful guests tonight. Well, thank you for the follow, Pleco. I think it's Pleco. Yeah, it's no. Thank you so much for the follow. But yeah, I was saying, I got a wonderful guest tonight. About 15 minutes, we're going to get her on. And her on. And her on. And her on. And him on. Yeah, we have 5 guests tonight. And they all have a lot in common. They're all birds. It's going to be great. The chickens. God's chickens on. So many sweet little McNuggets. Okay. Well. Yeah, it's been a very good weekend for me. Yesterday, I went to the zoo and brought my sister's fledglings. Those little fledglings are growing up so fast. And we saw a dolphin show, and we saw bears and tigers and jaguars and monkeys, and of course we saw the bird show. And the bird show is great. We love the bird show. You guys see some ravens. Yeah, Raven took some money from me and put it in a box. Give a raven some money and put it in a box for conservation. Yay! It's good times. It's a good zoo. I'm always a little iffy on how do I feel about zoos. Like, are zoos the best places for animals to live? No. But most animals that live in zoos are rescues, and zoos do actually a lot for natural conservation. So it's, I don't know, it's kind of a mixed bag. It really depends on the zoo, because some zoos are way better than others, and some zoos do a lot for conservation, and then I don't know, those little roadside zoos in like rural areas, those ones are usually pretty bad, real bad. So it's like, I don't know, support good zoos that do good things. Do your research, I guess. My local Minnesota zoo seems to do a pretty good job. Yeah, always one of those things where it's like, I don't know how to feel, but it was good times. And then today was cleaning up the nest, organizing the nest. Always good to get a good nest organization. Get stuff in the right place. You know, it's always good to do. Gotta clean towels. Wash your towels, guys. I know it's not good. I know some men don't do this as good. I know, ladies, you know what you're doing. But guys, wash your towels. Wash your bed sheets. They get gross. You should be doing it like every other week at like the latest. Like, every week would be ideal, but every other, especially in the summertime. But come on, guys, clean your crap. Don't make it stink. Don't make it stink. And yes, Bentai, wash your ass. It's like, okay, when you're taking a shower, armpits, asshole, face, and crotch. Those are the 4 parts you gotta get thoroughly. You gotta thoroughly wash those 4 places. Everywhere else, get a good wash in. But wash your asshole. Wash your asshole. Also, welcome new viewers. I'm talking about asshole washing. Yeah, okay. Should we get to the news? Yeah, we should probably get to the news. Whoa. Yeah. I'm gonna get close for the news. So close. But I'll bring the news up. Bring it up. Okay. Maybe I'm too close. Can't even see. You don't need to see. Stupid twig gets in the way. So. Well. There was some weird stuff this week. You know that there was a statue in a Massachusetts town. And, it's a sculpture created by the artist Donna Dodson, and it's a sculpture of a seagull. But the seagull, some people don't like this statue. They say the seagull is an inappropriate statue. Now you'd be like, how can a seagull statue be inappropriate? Why do people want to take it down? Well, that's because it looks like this. So yeah, they're having a bit of a... Yeah, a little Route 18 in New Bedford. It was put up, and some people said that the seagull statue is a little too sexually suggestive for their little town. But despite some petitions and people complaining, the people at town council have decided, hey, no, we're not going to take it down. The city officials support the artwork, and they've asked her to leave it in place for time. Yeah. You just... Look, sometimes you got big old bird titties out on the highway. You gotta leave the bird titties alone. I support your artwork, Donna Dodson, and I hope it stays up for a long time. And that those people in town who got their knickers in a twist, calm down. It's beautiful. Yeah, I agree, Suzy. It's a beautiful skirt. Beautiful skirt. Leave the art alone. Art is art. I mean, come on, suggestive. It's just... There's not even nipples on the boobs. Come on, people. Come on, people. They're covered in feathers. They're fine. They're fine. Now, here's a story that I haven't talked about, but I bet a bunch of you have already heard about. There's been having a little bit of issues over in Santa Cruz, California. Out on the beaches, surfers are having issues because... surfers are being harassed and their surfboards are being stolen. And it's causing a big issue. And they're having real trouble catching the perpetrator. Even though they know who the perpetrator is. They know where she lives. But they're having trouble capturing her. It's probably because she's a sea otter. Yeah. Yeah, a sea otter. Has been grabbing onto people's boards and scaring them off and biting at their ankles so they fall, and she will grab their boards and will ride the boards. Yeah, she's been very aggressive. She is only known as Otter 841. That's probably her prison number. And she said she's 5 years old, but I mean, I'm guessing that's probably like in your 20s for otter years. They're hoping that they can, safely capture her and do an examination and possibly, try and figure out why is she doing this kind of behavior. But at the same time, she's been pretty elusive. And anytime, here's the thing, it's she's not tagged, and so there's really no way to tell exactly which otter it is until she does her dirty work, and they haven't been able to catch her red-handed, as it were. But they know it's the same one, and yeah. They're having a little bit of trouble with it. But yeah, some people say she should be captured and stopped, but she's also gotten quite a bit of a fan following. Lots of little internet fan groups on social media have started to praise this little otter for all the wonderful things she's doing. So And you know what? I'm with you, Otter 841. Steal those darn surfer's boards. Shaka bra is a stupid thing to say. Tried to get me to say it when I was in Hawaii. I'm not gonna say it. That's stupid. That's stupid. I'm not gonna... I mean, surfing's fun. Surfing's fun. Just do surfing responsibly. Don't do it in a way that could hurt the wildlife. But well, surfing's fun. But just don't get in the way of the otters. Just don't get in the way of the otters. And this next story comes from Canada. And it turns out you need to be real careful when you're doing your business communications. And if you want to give the affirmation of something, you might want to make sure you know what you're saying. Because a Canadian farmer was doing some business dealings with one of their suppliers, or somebody that they supplied to, and in a text communication asking if they would send it, they just, they basically gave the details of the transaction, and the response was a thumbs up. Now, the farmer is claiming that the thumbs up was to say, I acknowledge that you have sent me the invoice, or whatever. But the other person, the one who needed that flaxseed, has decided that no, that thumbs up meant you agreed to the terms and that you would send me the goods and I would pay you this amount. And they took it to court. Contractually binding emoticon, and the court ruled that the thumbs up conferred a verbal contract, and so the owner was forced to pay $61,784 in damages because of the thumbs up. So I'm saying, there's money involved? Ow! Someone just threw peanut at me. Not a peanut, but peanut. Oh, that little bird. I hope she's doing good. Yeah. So don't throw a thumbs up to an invoice if you don't want to pay for it, because Canadian courts have ruled now that a thumbs up says, yes, I agree to the terms. And so, yeah, that farmer had to go by the terms. Oh, my goodness. Now, the last story, it's Bird's story. Now, this one comes out of England. And there was a Cody Hill medieval property managed by the National Trust, and they have a national event where people can come in and they pick cherries at the orchard. It's a cherry orchard, and they have a big public event where people can come to eat some cherries and pick some cherries. And hi, Belfie! It's so good to see Belfie. Belfie, do you like cherries? Do you like going and eating cherries off the cherry trees? Because, well, if you wanted to go to this event, I'm afraid that you wouldn't have been able to. Because 1 week before the event, a large flock of blackbirds went to the orchard and stripped every single tree clean of cherries. Ooh, impressive, Belfie. Impressive. But yeah, it was a bad season for growing on the trees anyway. Wasn't good growing season, and so they didn't have as many cherries as they normally would. And so the blackbirds, which maybe in a normal year wouldn't have been able to clear it out as much, but all 80 trees that had cherries on this orchard were picked clean by the blackbirds. And yeah, as they said, never work with children or animals. Yeah, I guess that's the way it goes. But yeah, they did have a feast. They did have a festival. It was just for people more deserving. And by those people, I mean the birds. The blackbirds. Pictured is a Eurasian blackbird. You know, probably what a lot of people think crows look like. Because, black feathers, yellow beak. My beak ain't yellow. Were there 4 and 20 blackbirds? Oh, at least 4 and 20. Honk. At least 4 and 20 blackbirds. So many. But, yeah. If you're going to have a festival that involves outdoor fruit, make sure there's not too many birds around. Okay. But, yeah, the early bird gets a cherry. Can't put it really much any better than that. All right. Tasty, tasty berries of tasty, tasty birds. And that's what we got. That's what we got. And that's all we're going to do for the news today. What a wonderful week of news. I'm going to get back to my desk. Alright. Well, just about time to have on my guest. And oh my gosh, what a guest I have got this week. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for this guest. And I hope y'all are excited for her too. Let me show you a little bit of why I have brought this guest on. For my guest this week is an artiste. Let me show you some of her work. Well, look at this handsome little bird with the little bow tie. So happy, so cute. Yeah, so cute. And oh, lizard. Oh, lizard. Nice baby. Yes. Beautiful baby. Beautiful baby. Oh, and look at this. Look at this regal rooster. Oh, so regal. Just beautiful. Beautiful. So wonderful. So wonderful. Another little cutie bird. Boson birds. I love boson birds. They're so cute. Whoa, look at this little witch. This spooky little hummingbird. Oh my gosh. Yeah. They got the little jumping spider on their hat. So cute. So wonderful. It's so great. It's so great. Oh my goodness. Look at this horn grebe. Well, look at that duck. That's amazing. The details, little baby duck. Oh my gosh. So good. So good. Oh, another handsome fella. Oh, look at that guy. I would go out on the town with that fella. Oh my goodness. Let him speak at my wedding. Snappy. Snappy. And the deadliest bird with a sword. A little cassowary. Oh my gosh. So awesome. So awesome. Well, I guess it's time to bring her in, folks. You know her. You love her. Everybody, welcome to the stage, Suzy the Silkie!
Hello! Thank you for having me!
Yay! They love you. They love you.
Hello, friends! Hello, chat! Good evening!
Chat loves you. Chat loves you. Audience loves you. Okay. Now, Suzy, you're a chicken.
I am.
You are a chicken. So you're a fellow bird. Not one of those humanoid VTubers. A fellow bird. I like it.
I am indeed a bird.
But, from what I understand, you didn't come here alone today.
That would be correct.
We got some of your family, live on satellite. Should we bring them in?
I think we should.
All right, Rodney, bring in the cart. Not this again. Rodney. Thanks, Rodney. I appreciate
Thank you, Rodney.
Bring them in. Yeah, they are chickens, Rodney. Just because you're a chicken doesn't mean you get to stay on. Oh, okay, fine, Rodney. You can just hang out over in front of the desk, okay? Okay, Rodney's just gonna hang out over there. Okay. Oh, wow. Look, everybody! Little baby chickens!
The little fluffies!
Well, why don't you introduce them to our audience?
So, these are 4 fluffy, silky chickens. They are just about 9 weeks old now. It's kind of funny. They look like real adults, but they're just little babies. And they're kind of popping off screen a little bit. But we have...
Yeah, who's that light gray one at the top? Or is that the dark gray one? The brownish
No, that's the
gray?
lighter gray one. The brownish gray, that is Splash.
Yeah,
She is a Splash mauve. The little cotton ball that you see on the bottom, that is Vice. He is my only confirmed rooster so
Yay.
far. The blue-gray puffball next to Vice is Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know if Blue is a boy or a girl yet. And then I have no idea where Noir is.
Noir's
Oh,
poking out the bottom
there's
left
Noir.
there, yeah.
Noir is the little black silky in the bottom. And again, not sure if boy or girl, but we are labeling girl until proven otherwise.
Yes, and we know that Vice is a male because he does a little bit of crowing, as we hear.
He yells in the morning. So yes.
Yeah, actually, I should bring that up. I think the audience wants to hear him crow.
I think my favorite is his progression of the crow, because he really did sound like a tiny baby cricket when he first started crowing.
It was so cute, but let's have our. Oh, that's big. Ah, okay, it's gonna shrink it down. Okay, it's like I don't want it too small. Oh, you can hear it. Come on, give us another one, little guy. He's doing his best.
He tries so hard. He's improving, and that's all I can ask for.
Yeah, he's such a little cutie. I love him so much. I mean, I love all four of these chickens. I would do anything for these little chickens. They're so cute. They're so cute. So, are these your first brood of little baby silkies you've had?
They are not. Way back when, I used to be in an agricultural program called 4-H, and I actually raised and bred chickens. So I had a whole bunch. I had white silkies, and I showed a couple other breeds. But this is my first foray back into chickens after not having them for a number of years. So this is probably my first hatch, like baby chickens, in probably close to 5 to 7 years. And first chickens overall in I think 3 years.
Oh, wow. So, this might surprise you, but I was in 4-H too.
Oh!
I was a 4-H kid
Did you
too.
also show animals?
I did not show animals. So the departments that I
program.
usually did. I mean, yeah, I did like the aerospace ones and the computer
I knew
stuff. But the best results I ever had was actually in food, and I entered so we had raspberry bushes in the backyard, and we picked our own raspberries, and then we made and jarred our own raspberry jam, and I took best in show at the county fair, and I got sent to the state fair, and I took best in show at the state fair with my raspberry jam.
Oh my gosh, that's impressive. They have a lot of entries in those.
Yeah, it was it's one of the proudest moments in my life. Little junior high bird.
I have a funny story about my show chickens.
Oh, please tell.
So I had white silkies, and I got them from my grandmother, and I would show them, and they would always lose out to this one family that showed, and it was totally justified. They just had amazingly stellar silkies above mine. And so we pop around to our local feed store one day and notice an absolutely gorgeous, like, show confirmation perfect silky hen at the feed store. And we're like, is this real? Like, is it? And we go up to and we're like, hey, like, oh, it came from that, like, don't know where we got her, but she had a crooked neck, so she would be disqualified during show. And the guy who sells the chickens goes and feels the neck, and he says, oh my gosh, it's straightened out. And so I'm like, well, she's coming home with me.
Yeah.
And so she got into the show circuit and absolutely dominated every single show and was my #1 champion silky. And lo and behold, the family starts chatting. Turns out this is their hen that they sold to the feed store because she had a crooked neck and would have been disqualified.
That's awesome.
And so I completely beat out all of their stock with just their own stock, and it was absolutely ridiculous.
Honestly, someone would make that a movie. The story of the little chick from the champion family who was rejected because of a small injury and sold off. And then the second place. It
sounds like a ridiculous kids movie.
No, I want this to be a movie. That's a fantastic story. That is amazing. What was her name?
Her name was Cookie.
Cookie! That's a great name.
She was so cute.
Ah, you have warmed my little heart today. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Do you think that any of these little chickies will ever be a show chickie, or are you just raising them for love?
These guys, I'm definitely just raising them for love. It's one of those things that I've always enjoyed having chickens, and honestly, not having a chicken has just kind of felt empty. So it's really nice having them. I'm not sure if any of them would be show stock. Maybe Blue. Blue would probably be the only one that would be show quality, and that's if that, but that's okay.
Now notice that they are all siblings, right? They come from the same hen and rooster?
No. They come from a basically just like a silky farm. I think how the breeder was doing it is it was basically like straight run, so all the roosters were just hanging out with all the hens, so everything was a mixed bag. So could they technically be related? Yes. Do I know if they're related? No.
Okay, because I was just curious, because like we call them siblings, yet I mean the fact that we have the gradient basically from white to light gray to darker gray to black is kind of amazing. So I'm just wondering if that's just from genetic diversity that happens within a single roost, or if there's a but you answered the question. So at most, like, they'd probably be half siblings somewhere, or it's hard to say.
Possible. I mean, you can, depending on the genetics, it is possible to get like crazy color variation like this. But I know with her lines, a lot of them came from proper show breed stock. So those are usually like, you're gonna do your blue silkies to your blue silkies, so you get good blue lines, your partridges to your partridges. So probably don't have that much diversity in each of their lines.
Okay. Now, do silky chickens are silky chickens raised for anything in particular? Like, do they have good eggs, or is there something that people breed them for specifically, or just because they're super cute?
So I believe way back when they were originally created to be an ornamental breed that people would specifically keep in their massive gardens in China was where they originated as an ornamental breed. But one thing that kind of developed over time in that area is silkies actually have blue skin and blue and black like flesh, and I'm not sure if their bones are, but I know their flesh and their skin is, and that's one thing that they use for some medicinal purposes, I know, in that part of the world. But nowadays, silkies are very much a cute, fluffy lap adornment for most people.
Oh, okay, neat. Yeah, I think it's interesting how the flesh of a chicken can change color. Like when we had Kyoko on about a month ago, we did Catanath chickens, and how not only are their feathers all black, but their skin is all black, but also their meat is very dark gray, and how it just goes throughout. So that's interesting.
Yeah, it's very different. You wouldn't think about it, but like at the same time, you don't usually think about chickens and think, yeah, blue's the color they are.
I know, right? Well, I mean, one of yours is more blue than the others, because that's her name.
Well, they're all native.
We've learned a little bit about silkies and a little about the babies, but I think our guests want to know a little bit more about you. So I think we should do the 21 questions. What do you feel like answering some trivia about yourself?
I'm ready. I prepared. I studied.
All right. Well, that's good. That's good. Well, we're going to start with the first answer, and is what's your primary goal as a streamer? Why do you do it?
My primary goal as a streamer. I started streaming, and I feel like a lot of people will relate to this. I started streaming into the 2020, 2021 pandemic, and it was one of those things where I felt so isolated from a lot of people, so it's really nice to be able to make friends and doing things you enjoy. So for me, it kind of feels like almost a lot of hanging out. I'm also working towards being able to support myself full time as an artist, and that's something that definitely helps. I also really enjoy just connecting with people um, through art, through similar stories, through, you know, enjoying chickens. Always a plus.
I mean, it's because of your whole bird thing that's how I found out about you. If you weren't a bird streamer, I probably never would have discovered you. And well, now you're one of
I
my
know,
favorite
what a
people to.
wild ride.
I know. But I mean, it's like kind of thanks Dreyfrig for gathering up all the bird VTubers that he could. But yeah, it's just great because I love all the bird tubers.
I think I'd been streaming for a month. No, I think it was like a month or two. And then I joined your hiatus stream, your last hiatus stream, and that's how I met you.
Yes. God, it was that long ago. Ah, well, I'm back, baby. You're still here. Got a little pic. Oh, we got little heads popping up. Little heads popping up.
I keep running away. I keep moving the camera.
Hi, Blue.
There we go. Blue's like, do you have a cookie?
No, Cookie has probably died a long time ago.
Yeah, technically, yes.
Well, those are very good goals as a streamer, and it seems like you've been successful because, yeah, you're streaming, watch you do some art. It definitely seems to have been a great way to promote your art and making friends. It's great. I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, it's one of those things I never would have thought, like, had I looked back from starting it, I never would have thought that I would, like, it would have been something that either started or continued doing. It's interesting.
Well, and you've got like 4 of the best little, advertisers down there for you.
I know, a little bit. I'm so happy I've been able to share them with everybody because I've had some people say like, "Oh, it's so lovely seeing you and your chickens. It reminds me of my chickens," and that's actually how I learned about Twitch. I didn't know Twitch was a thing. And then when my last picken passed away, my dear partner August was like, I found some chickens and showed me our chicken live stream on Twitch, and I would just sit there under August's account and just watch them for like hours.
Ah, that's adorable. My next question also about streaming is that if you could do a collab with any streamer, who would it be? And what would you play or do?
That is such a hard question because I don't consume a lot of streaming media, which I think sounds a little bit funny. Honestly, I would love to just have like a fun like game night, like a Gartic phone with other like artists and creators. I think that would be really fun.
Okay. Is there like another artist streamer that you particularly enjoy their work?
Let me see if I can look through my list really quick. I've made some fun friends. I think it would be fun to hang out with Mango VTuber. Or
Mango's
another sweetheart.
I'm crossing my fingers hoping to get Mango on Sunday Dusk at some point.
Oh, that'd be so fun.
Yeah, I'd really love to have her on.
Amaryllis is another streamer that I found relatively recently that she's really sweet as well.
Oh yeah, I've seen Amaryllis, yeah. Very, very sweet, sweetheart.
There's also Mari. I don't remember her full streaming name, but she's also really nice. There's so many people that I just think are lovely people, and like I never would have met them if I didn't stream.
Absolutely. Okay, next question is, well, what's your VTuber lore? Like, why are you a chicken?
I don't really have any big secret lore. The most lore that I have is I'm a giant fluffy chicken. So I'm not regular chicken size. I'm 5'10" chicken size.
You're 5'10"? You're giant.
And the lore is that more people can enjoy a giant fluffy chicken and just hang out and
so, I guess I need to correct your size then. There we go. There we go.
Perfect.
Now you were sitting nicely on the couch.
big fluffy bird to give better big fluffy hugs.
Yeah, we like big fluffy hugs. Oop. Oop. Okay. There we go. What game has the most hours played on your Steam profile? And VTube Studio doesn't count.
I had to look this one up.
Oh, hi, Dre. I want to tilt the camera up a little bit. The pickings are moving up. Sorry.
Are they moving out? Oh, I did tilt it up a little bit. Sorry, Vice is being problematic and is trying to attack me with love.
What a good bird.
He wants to sit with me constantly, which is very sweet, but also problematic when you're trying to do things.
There he is.
Just like toss him back in there. The game that I have played most on Steam, and granted, I don't play a lot of games, and also I really didn't have a Steam account until relatively recently. Most everything I just mooched off of my partner August's Steam, but I have the most hours in Valheim.
Oh, Valheim,
a lot.
I've never played that, but I hear it's really good.
So you'll love this. Some lovely friends made a server because there was an announcement that you could have chickens in the game. And so we basically had a lovely server where we were our goal was chickens, and we eventually got the chickens, and we had a massive thing of chickens, and it was great.
Awesome. Speaking of chickens, they all seem to have disappeared.
They're doing the thing where they're trying to stand on the cat tree so they can be physically closer to me, but then I have to yeet them off of it.
Valheim. Yeah, keep hearing good things about it. Okay.
I also really like Hades, but I don't have the hours.
Hades is great.
On this profile. I love Hades.
So, this next question, what's your favorite bird? Maybe I should say what's your favorite bird other than the silky chicken?
I was gonna say horribly biased, but you'll never guess. Silky chicken. Favorite bird besides a silky chicken? I feel like I like so many birds, honestly.
There are a lot of great birds.
I think hummingbirds are really great. I think they're so cute. I love their metallic feathers are so pretty. Alteria. Pleco's got it right. Alteria's a good one.
How do I make you give the nibblings a treat, Suzy? Trey's asking.
Give Corvus a gift sub. I'll give on
gift subs go to the chickens.
Hi, Age.
Yeah, Age is here. Age is an ornithologist friend. Yay! Community gift sub. Yay!
Drink some water.
Oh, we gotta drink some water.
Thank you, Dre.
Yeah.
I threw cabbage on Blue. I'm sorry, Blue.
You're not sorry. Nibble, nibble, nibble. Hi, Noir. He's gonna be watching the chickens all stream.
They're a great distraction. They're lovely.
All right, now this question. If you're a pro baseball player at home games, when you walk up to bat, they play a song to pump you up. Or also maybe think of it like intro music for a wrestling match. You come in, you're making your entrance. What's the music you would play to get yourself and the crowd pumped up?
This might be a silly choice, but probably Every Time We Touch by Cascada.
I don't know if I'm familiar with that song.
You don't know that song? So I have a little funny story behind it. It's one of those songs that I used to be a really avid runner, and I don't mean anything like marathons or crazy like that. I would just go out and I would run like for a couple miles a day, and I just did that for like a year and a half. And Cascada is one of those songs that matches my natural running cadence perfectly. Nice. So I would sometimes just play that on loop, but the consequence of that is it has some funky psychological effect that when I hear it, I just want to go running. It's like the Pavlov dog and the bell. Like when I hear Cascada, it just makes you want to go running or like get pumped.
See, for me, I hate running so much that hearing a song that I would always play while running would just make me hate the song.
That's so funny. I find it like weirdly relaxing when you get into like a certain running
I get
like
it.
cadence.
Yeah. But yeah, that's good. I'll have to check that song out. You know what? I'll probably play it and be like, oh, that song. I know that song. I just didn't know who sang it or what the name of the song was.
You probably have. I feel like it's pretty popular.
All right.
I'm gonna quickly move the babies and get rid of their cat tree so they stop trying to jump on me.
Okay, yeah, do that quick and then we'll answer the next question. Everybody pay attention to the video screen. We got Blue up there. We have a mysterious shadow looming over the... Oh, it's raining sawdust. It's raining sawdust. Hallelujah. Rain sawdust on the chickens. And Nor just drops in from above. We got Nor bombed. Tilt the camera back up a little bit. Oh,
Okay,
man.
I don't know if that's better.
That seems alright. We got chickens on screen. It's gonna be hard to keep them totally on screen. Blue does look upset. Where's Vice?
They're all a little mad.
Where's Vice?
Vice is standing on top of the carrier being mad that he can't be on the desk right now.
Oh, Vice. Oh, Vice. Well, where's a location that you'd like to visit? A destination. What are you thinking?
I feel like I need to think about this one for a second. I don't travel a whole bunch. I've been to Europe once, and I would love to go back to like England, Ireland, Scotland. I think that would be so fun. I loved visiting all the castles and just like seeing the old architecture. I think that's just really pretty. But at the same time, I'd also be happy just like going to a really big new zoo or something like that I haven't been to, or an aquarium. Those are kind of my main destinations. I tend to travel when it's like, oh, there's a cool zoo over there, or an aquarium, or some other kind of exhibit.
I hear Cincinnati has a wonderful zoo. Yeah. That's actually kind of neat. It's just like, I want to go to this type of thing, so I'm going to go to a city that has this kind of thing. But
That's what I tend to do. Most
Yeah.
of where I am are aquariums, but it's fun to do like little day or like weekend trips. Also, some aquariums have like some crazy stuff. Like there's a place, I think it's called the Texas Aquarium or something like that. I think it's in Texas, but it's called Aquarium. But they have like a full aviary and like endangered sloth species and a bunch of crazy stuff. And you're like, who would have thought that something called Aquarium would have all these other stuff?
yeah, that's the thing. It's just like, you hear about zoos and aquariums. Give me an aviary. I want to go to a big aviary. Should
I
see if
was
there's
so
one around.
sad with bird flu going around because I had
yeah.
gone to the zoo, but all the aviaries were closed and I couldn't visit them, and I was so sad.
Yeah. I was at Minnesota Zoo yesterday, and they have a tropical room, and most of the animals in it are birds. It was pretty great. Also,
Oh, do they have everything back out? I
Yeah.
haven't been keeping up with the
at this one they
what's it
did.
called?
Yeah, so they had
HPAI.
lots of tropical pigeons, ibises, spoonbills,
Oh, this is
hornbills.
so cool.
Lots of birds that I couldn't even identify. God, there's so many of them out there. And they had like a big pond area. They had flamingos and like 8 species of duck and gibbons. Gibbons
Wow.
just gibbons hanging out with the birds. Yeah, it's cool. It's very nice. North Carolina Zoo in Asheboro has an aviary. Cool.
Like a really big one? I hope so. I know it's hard to keep exotic birds. Like I know the detriments of trying to raise exotic birds, so I get it. But it also makes me a little sad that I can't see them more often.
I know, right?
Splash, your face is covered in shavings.
All right, well, I bet I could guess the answer to this one. What was your best subject in school?
Is your guess art?
Yeah, my guess is art.
I only ever took one art class.
Oh! An autodidact when it comes to art.
So you would be incorrect.
Okay, well, that's why we ask the questions.
So when it comes to book smarts and being able to do schoolwork in the way that they present it, I've always been pretty good at it. So when it comes to like best subjects, I really enjoyed my biology classes. I really enjoyed my language classes. I did well in those as well. I'll tell you, my worst subject was history and geography. I'm absolutely horrible at that.
Huh. Yeah. History, I feel like the way they teach history in schools is not the best way to actually teach history. You know what I mean?
I feel like they just throw like bullet point lists at you and you have to try and memorize what dates go with what. But when it comes down to learning history, you don't need to learn history to know what was the date. You need to know the context so you can apply that to the present. At least that's how I think about it.
Exactly. The specific names and dates and all that dry stuff. It's like, that's not how history comes. Like, I've learned so much more history listening to historical podcasts than I ever learned in school.
I agree. And I feel like a lot of school needs to be looked at in the context of less memorization and more ability to like problem solve and think critically.
Yeah, it's just like, we don't need to know that, like, during these time periods, settlers moved west and to California and Oregon on the Oregon Trail. It's just like, need to learn more about, like, you know, why did they do it? What were these families going through? You know, it's just like, what were the prospects? How did the media of the time influence people's decision to make this? Just, you know, it's just stuff like that, you know? It's just like, yeah.
I feel like it doesn't provide any substance to anybody. It's one of those things like maybe it's for the standardized testing. Don't know.
But I also wonder, like, how much of it we don't teach history because we don't want to realize just how terrible our ancestors were.
You know, I can definitely understand that, but I also feel like you gotta have that acceptance before you can move on. If you never have that acceptance, there's no healing. Like, you gotta realize the badness before you move forward. Yeah. Points at New Florida. I don't even want to know.
Yeah,
it would make me mad.
Oh no! In Florida, they're going to teach students that slaves benefited from slavery because they were taught valuable life skills while working for their masters. Yeah.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
It's like, yeah.
They're making a cult. They're
pretty much. Yeah.
Jeez.
It's bad. It's real bad. I wish I was making that up.
Just amputate the leg that is Florida. Just, it's
Pretty
gangrenous. Much. It's not gonna come back. Just, Lordy.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to something a little bit nicer. Like a book. What's a book that you really love and might have special meaning for you?
Look at my bookshelf behind me. Ice is doing something silly. I'm going to show you what he's doing.
Yes, please.
So I think you can see his tiny feet in the corner. He has his whole head stuck out the other side of the cage and is just looking over the edge at... I think my shoes are down there. He's a little weirdo, but we love him.
We love little weirdos. We embrace little weirdos around here.
We do. He's a himbo. He's my himbo rooster.
Yeah, what a good boy. He's a good boy. He's our precious little boy.
I'm gonna grab the book because I don't remember the author. Real quick.
Meanwhile, just look at the bottom left part of the corner. Look at those babies. Look at those good little babies. They are
Turns out I
precious
did
babies.
remember the author, but I just didn't have confidence in myself. A book that has really special meaning to me is called Ice by Sarah Beth Durst. And it was given to me by my grandmother, the grandmother that I like. And it's kind of funny because for years I didn't read it. It was just sitting on my bookshelf. And it's based on the tale of a really old traditional story from northern Europe, I think. Oh, I can't remember. It's been a long time since I read it.
Well, it's got a polar bear on the cover, so
yeah,
seems
it's a
pretty
really cool
north.
story. And the reason I never read it is because I thought that old people just gave you like stuffy history books. I kid you not. And then I read it, and I'm like, oh wait, Grandma has good taste. This is a good book. And for whatever reason, that just like flipped my whole perspective on old people and how they're not stereotypically like stuffy, and they can be their own individual people, which sounds ridiculous, but that's what dumb young me thought. So
Well, it's lovely. It's lovely.
Spiderwick. Oh, I love the Spiderwick books as well, but mainly for Tony Dieterlisi, who was the artist for the series. Holly Black is also a very good artist. Not artist, writer.
I bet
Like
you
her
could
books
do
too.
some great art for a book cover.
That's so sweet. Oh my gosh, I would die if the Spiderwick Chronicles, which is a series of like field guide-esque creature and fantasy illustrations, along with a story series written by Holly Black. They're kind of the main reason that I continued to pursue art, because I thought that field guide style was so cool.
Nice. Very nice. Cool. We'll keep pursuing art. You could get a book cover. I bet you could.
I believe in you.
I believe in you. So if you could be instantly talented at any skill, what would it be? And you can't say art because you already are.
I
A lot
have
of other people
skills,
have said
certainly.
art.
Chicken husbandry. That'd be pretty cool if I could just immediately download all of the pertinent veterinary knowledge. That would be incredible. Very useful, honestly. I've thought about it a lot, and honestly, like maybe learning languages. I really enjoy learning
nice.
languages, but I haven't stayed fluent in the ones that I did learn, and it's one of those things that I feel like in America, like people aren't taught secondary languages, where it's something that's very common in other parts of the world, and I feel like we wholeheartedly miss out because of it.
Well, yeah, because we don't need to, because the secondary language everyone learns is English, and we already know English, because it's the only language that matters, right?
But it's so lovely learning languages.
I know,
they
it
sound
really is.
cool,
It really
and you
is.
get dumb inside jokes and translations that you would miss otherwise.
Yeah, absolutely.
My other language
Linguistics
that I
would
had
be
learned
wonderful.
was French, and I watched a couple French shows, and there's little secret jokes in there that translate differently to English, but it makes sense in French.
Oh, baguette. Yes. Linguistics, that's a great answer. Unique answer. I really like it. Yeah.
Has anyone else answered linguistics? I did put some thought into
nobody else
this
has. A lot of people have said art, music, stuff like that, but no, linguistics
I feel
would
like
be great.
with language, you just need a different level of understanding than you do like art as a skill or things like that.
Be like the
Like I
X-Men.
said, art is universal.
There's the X-Men character Cypher, who could instantly learn and speak any language.
I would love that. That would be so fun. Can you
It's
imagine the people you could meet?
Oh, I know. Like, you could even go to like remote, uncontacted tribes and communicate with them. Although we really shouldn't do
And hope
that. But
that they wouldn't see you as hostile and invasive.
The ones that are still uncontacted pretty much are. Look up the Sentinelese Islands. Don't go
Oh my
there.
goodness.
Leave them alone.
Dangerous.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that they're hostile, but like good. They need to be to preserve their way of life.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So what's the first job you ever had?
When you say job, are we talking about employed by a company or like getting paid for work?
I would say employed by a company is kind of what I'm going for, but like if you did something consistent that provided consistent
I can answer
payment.
both with short answers.
Okay. Yeah.
When I first started out, I worked with a lot of different goat breeders in my area because I used to show goats through 4-H, and that gave me a lot of contacts. And I ended up being their on-call delivery bottle baby person. I don't know how you'd say it. They would call me if they had a bottle baby that needed to be taken in that the mom couldn't keep for whatever reason, or if they needed help with a delivery. I would go rush down there and do that. And I would also help manage and house sit for these big goat ranches. So that was kind of my first, I got paid to do things for other people. But my first corporation job was I actually worked for GameStop for a number of years.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How are they doing these days?
I don't know. When I was in there, it was a sinking ship with digital games and all that stuff. Basically, as I was leaving is when they were doing their main switch to more
we're going to sell pop culture crap instead of games.
Yeah, because that's where they make their money. They can't make it on games anymore, so they just do a bunch of merchandising stuff. Power to the players. Oh my gosh, Dizzy.
Yeah, digital distribution. I can't listen to some
songs because of the reel that played in the store. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's just a company that the way that the video game market changed, it just wasn't sustainable. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the whole crazy GameStop stocks happened, my gosh. And I don't know what's going on since then. I haven't worked there in 7 years.
There was one strange instance where some traders on Reddit noticed that there was a huge amount of short sales that had been made, and so they jumped in to quickly inflate it and make those short sellers lose billions, and they would gain billions. And it worked.
It was nuts.
But it was a unique situation that they've tried to replicate, but the same circumstances haven't happened again.
They've tried it again?
They tried it with Bed Bath & Beyond, and now all the people that bought Bed Bath & Beyond stock, now their stock is basically worthless, and there's people set to lose millions because they thought they're
having some really good sales right now. Because they're going out of business.
Yeah. And basically, a lot of people... It was one weird fluke thing that happened, and it's probably not going to happen again, especially since, because it happened one time, they've changed some of the rules and regulations to make sure it can't happen again, because you can't mess with... You mess with rich people's money, that gets legislation passed. And changes to rules and trading passed. You mess with poor people's money, fuck them. But, so basically, the GameStop thing ain't gonna happen again. It was a one-time fluke. It's worthless now. It's gonna keep becoming worthless. And basically zealots that think that, no, we just gotta hold on to it. I'm gonna hold on to my Bed Bath & Beyond stock next to my ape NFTs, and I'll be a billionaire in a few years. And what you really learn about a lot of these people is they say, we're trying to revolutionize the system and change the system. But when you dig just below the surface of what they're saying, you realize that, no, they don't have a problem with the system. Their problem is that they're not the ones on top of it. And they just want a new system where they're on top. And they don't care about equity and stuff like that. It's just, they just want to get rich quick. And that's all it is.
Exactly.
That's all it is. All right. what's your favorite beverage? And for this one, I kind of mean like, this is not so much what's your everyday beverage that you love, but like, it's a special occasion. You can drink whatever you want. Something special. What would you have?
Special occasion. I was thinking coffee, but like I just drink. I don't need coffee. I really enjoy some fancy teas.
Mm.
Fancy teas are always good, but if we're talking like special occasion, like a lemon milkshake.
Ooh, God.
There's this
A
one
milkshake.
so referencing back to 4-H, obviously we had the show circuit. There was this one food stall at one of the fairs that we would go to that was milkshakes, and they had a lemon milkshake, and I swear it was the best milkshake I ever had.
Did it bring all the boys
and I
to
never
the yard?
thought. I think it did. There were so many people in line.
Wow.
But it's like refreshing, but also creamy because it's a milkshake. It's really interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's just like I've never
doesn't
had a
feel
lemon
heavy.
milkshake, but it sounds really good. Like I'm
No,
imagining
it's
it,
super super delicious. If you ever find one, try it.
because like
Definitely recommend.
I've had an orange creamsicle milkshake, but like
Yeah, but that's like on the sweet end of things.
Yeah.
Like
with a little
I feel
extra
like lemon
sourness
milkshake-
on there. I want to
Yeah.
try this now. I really want to try this.
good luck.
Sounds so good.
You don't find them often places.
Well, I'm a resourceful bird. I'm a handy bird. I'm a good cook. I just gotta look up a recipe and make one myself.
Hopefully it'll taste similar. I would always get mine with sprinkles. Sprinkles
gotta
and
have
whipped cream on
sprinkles.
top.
I got a little sprinkles. Gotta have some sprinkles. Nice. Lemon milkshake. Good. God, you're having some good, fun, unique answers tonight. I'm enjoying this. It's fun. It's fun.
I'm trying to think of things that I don't know, like I could say coffee, but it's not my special drink. Like it's not my if I saw this in a menu would I have to have it drink, you know what I
Right.
mean? But a lemon milkshake, they very delicious. Very delicious.
Yum yum. So what's the biggest thing that you geek out about?
Probably chickens.
I mean, it's a good thing to geek out about, Look, as
I
somebody
feel
who
like
geeks out about birds, I get it. I
feel like bird people know.
Bird people
Bird
know.
people are
Oh, we
different.
know.
We're a different
We
breed.
know.
I'm trying to think. I feel like I kind of get excited about like what other people are passionate about. Like I love learning new stuff. But things that I really enjoy. Well, one of the things that almost made me late to the show is August and I were rewatching Ancient Magus Bride, which is an anime, and I love that series so much. And he had asked some questions, and I was answering them, and I was just kind of like going into my spiel about all these interesting things. So that's definitely one of them. I really enjoy the Ancient Magus Bride series of manga, as well as like tabletop games and talking about characters and character stories. Those are also really fun.
Awesome. Very nice. All right. So what's your favorite holiday and how do you celebrate?
My favorite holiday is Easter because everything becomes chicken themed, and that's literally it.
You know what? It's you're the first person to answer Easter, and yeah, all
I'm
the
giving you
chickens
some
and
really
eggs.
weird answers.
They're
and-
great though. I love it. This is one more fun interviews I've had. I'm loving this. Yeah, Easter. Eggs.
It's definitely I love Halloween. Like Christmas has its own special thing, but like Easter, but only specifically for the Easter merchandising, and I can buy the cutest chicken cups, and everything becomes chicken themed, and it's just an absolute dream.
What do you think of the them usurping the chickens and having a rabbit lay or hide
fan.
eggs? Not a fan.
Okay, all I'm saying is rabbits don't lay eggs.
They don't.
They don't.
I mean, they have
They're
internal.
stealing.
They have internal eggs that get fertilized, but it's not the same kind of egg. It's not hard shell egg.
Easter chicken? Why not? It could happen.
I would be down for the Easter chicken. And just think of all the wonderful colors of feathers they would have.
And they'd be so cute.
It would be the most beautiful radiant. Oh my gosh. I think this upcoming spring you need to draw the Easter chicken.
Move over, Easter rabbit. No.
Yeah. I want to see you draw the Easter chicken with all the wonderful pastel colors that are associated with Easter.
Well, can you just imagine like a cute little like Easter Silkie?
Oh, it'd be amazing. It'd be amazing. We want it. Hello, Jen Koviak. Welcome everybody. If I haven't said hello to you, I've noticed you in the chat. I'm happy to have you here. Welcome everybody. We're having a great time.
Also,
with
hello
Suzy
from
Silkie
me.
here. Yes. And also, well, it looks like Blue wants to say hello to everybody. Oh.
Hi, Blue. Noir is covered in shavings. That's
Oh
the
my
only problem with
gosh.
the shavings. Oh my gosh.
Gotta love those chickens. I love them so much. All right. What's your favorite game that's not a video game? So it could be like card game, board game, RPG, sport.
It's a card game, and it's called Egyptian Rat Screw.
God. Memories of playing that at summer camp long ago.
I also played it at summer camp. It was the best. I'm very good at it. If I ever meet you, I will play you, and I will win.
You're gonna slap those cards better than I can.
Dan agrees. I know. Egyptian Rat Screw. I feel like you either know about it or you're like, what the heck is that?
It's like it's like war, but like actually involves a little bit of skill to win.
Skill
and like reflexes.
And dexterity.
Yeah.
It's great. One of my friends was horrible, and at camp she would wear rings and she would turn her rings around.
Oh my god.
And we had to I would come home with bruises, and it was just ridiculous, but I'm quick. I don't know. I'm very good at it. So whenever someone is like, I'll play that game, I'm like, yes, let's go. Can you beat me?
It'd almost be better to avoid injuries if somebody's using like the turned ring thing to have like buzzers that you have to hit first.
Yeah. One thing, like, I'll never like I don't hit hard when I play. I'm just quick with it. Some people out here getting violent. No, I just play the game with speed. Age. It's a good game. It's a good game.
Age is a nice bird. She doesn't like violence.
You saw someone slap in and end up winning. Oh, that's fun. I love that rule as well. I feel like it makes it much more accessible to like a large group.
Well, it also is nice so like if you're eliminated from the game, you can still get back in. Yeah.
I think that's why we ended up playing it for so long at camp, because no one was ever left out.
Yeah. It's nice. Okay, so on a scale of 1 being totally say-so and 10 being pretty darn lewd, where do you think you rank? Like, as a streamer.
I think if chat would vote, they would give me a negative number.
Yeah, I would put you right at a square one. I've watched your streams, and you are about as pure and wholesome. And I've even made jokes. I've made jokes in your chat that I thought weren't too bad, and you're like, "Hey, Twig, please tone it down." And I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry."
Very, very say so.
But yeah, I mean, I like that. You're a streamer I could show to my grandma and my little kids and know that it would be good and safe and pure and wholesome.
I feel like that's one thing that when I started streaming, that's one thing that I kind of went back and forth on. Like, obviously, as a person in streaming, I personally don't like to present myself on the more like adult spectrum. Like, that's never what I would be. But in the beginning, I was kind of like how adult or not adult do I want it? But I kind of enjoy having just like a really say so space. I feel like it makes it a very chill atmosphere.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I really like about your streams is just it's like I'm winding down for the night and I just want to relax and just put something on that makes me feel happy and calm. your stream is really kind of the place to go. Yeah, it's great.
Ah, thank you. That's so sweet. I love that. I don't know. I've had a lot of the things that I do on stream is like commission artwork. And so I'm able to let my commissioners know, like, hey, if you want to join stream and watch the artwork, you can do that. And I actually had one commissioner who he would set it up because I was doing basically a family portrait. He set it up so his young daughters would watch and they would have him type out questions in chat that I could answer while I was streaming. It was so cute, and it's one of those things that it made me very happy that I was able to do that.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Like, I mean, personally, I'm really glad that a streamer like you exists and is out there for that kind of thing. Because, look, you know, I've got friends that do the broad spectrum. I've got you, who's super say-so and nice and calm, and then I've got Millie, and I love Millie. But she's lewd and she's crude, and I love it, and it's amazing. And I love that, you know, I love the variety of what you can get with VTubers. And
That's great.
Yeah, it is. It is. Because, you know, it's
I
like
think it's
I like to keep my streams pretty wholesome, but, you know, make a few innuendo here and there, and maybe I swear a little bit more than I fucking should, and you know, stuff like that. But, you know, honestly, I wish I probably, especially when doing Bird of the Day, God, I wish I had been more clean in the past in Bird of the Day, because there's some Bird of the Day videos where just some things come up where like, this isn't really kid friendly, and I kind of wish that all of my Bird of the Day segments were. But it is what it is.
That'd
you know?
be nice, so you can kind of like do it a little differently.
Yeah, and I think like, you know, of like the nearly 150 that I've done, I would say 125 of them are probably fine for all audiences. But those 25 were, you know, maybe it's just depending on who I've got on, or I've let a few swear words in here or there, and it's just like, dang it, you know. But
yeah, it's one of those things like how I present myself when it comes to online was really important to me, and I don't think that I'm like inauthentic or anything like that, but it's just one of those things that I wanted to be able to chat with all audiences, and I think that's definitely been nice. Obviously, like there's some audiences that are specifically looking for the more like adult centric streams that have that, but at the same time it's nice kind of being just a chill, easygoing time, like you know what you're getting into.
Could not agree more. Could not agree more. Okay. So what's the weirdest food you've ever eaten?
Do you mean on purpose?
It could be accidental.
Okay, we're gonna do it the accidental one, and it's gonna get a little gross.
Uh-oh.
So going back to my lovely 4-H raising goats experiences. So I would we would get them bred, and they would come back, and then they would come and like have their kids, and they would kid out, which is what it's called when they have their babies.
Oh.
Sometimes that doesn't go to plan. So what happens when you're going to be having a goat give birth is you're basically on call. So my mom and myself, we would do shifts where if the doe was we looked like she was going to have trouble, we would do shifts where we would cycle through being awake in the barn. And there was one night where it was just nothing went well, and like I was trained enough to basically I would go elbow deep in a goat and try to reposition the babies to have them kid out properly, which is very common practice in farms where you're having trouble like that.
Okay, just gonna pause the story right now and just be like, this is a story about something you've eaten.
Yes, it's got a little bit of a story.
I'm scared, but continue, please continue.
So this has been a crazy week for me. This is while I was doing school, and so like I'm tired, and my goats are kidding out, and I have to stay up, and it's 3:00 in the morning, and we can't get these kids out, and we end up going to the vet hospital at 3 a.m. and I'm in like my nothing pajamas because I had to like bust out, and me and my mom had to make the decision to go to the vet. I come back home after all this. The babies are finally out. It's safe. We're back home. I am so exhausted and hungry. I go make myself a sandwich, and I eat the sandwich, and I realize I had not washed my hands, and I had gunk of goat birthing material on my hands.
Gunk of goat. That's all we need to know. Oh, I'm so sorry, Suzy.
That was
I'm so sorry.
I didn't die. There were no ill effects, but I don't think I have ever been so tired. Like, I'm sure everyone has felt this once, where you're so just tired and hungry that you're just on autopilot.
Yeah.
The sandwich tasted fine. The realization of looking at my hands and being like, I have not washed my hands since I scrubbed up in betadine. And
yeah, I mean, on the plus side, it was probably just trace amounts of it. So, but still, ugh.
I lived. I survived. The goats were fine.
And now you have immunity to goat gunk.
And now I have immunity to goat bites.
Yes.
I cannot become spider goat.
Aw. All right. Well, what's something that you really wish you understood? I know, it's a deep question.
I feel like, even though it's a deep question, I feel like my answer will be kind of more surface level. Like, this sounds dumb, like little old granny Suzy or something, but like electronics and like how like programs work.
No, that's something that like we interact with every day, and the vast majority of people don't even think about how it works. They just want it to work. I think that's a great answer.
It's one of those things, like I'll go and I'll be like, August, can you just like do this thing for me and like fix it, because I don't physically understand what's wrong, and that is so problematic. It's one of those things, especially as a streamer, that if something goes wrong, if your audio is funky, like there's 10 million things you have to check. And I've been learning as I've been streaming, but there's still a lot of things that I don't get it.
I get it. No. Electronics, part of our everyday life. We all should understand it, but it's hard to understand. So, yeah. All right, what's the worst scuff or technical malfunction you ever had on stream?
Through no fault of my own, probably power outages midstream.
Oof, that's brutal. Stream over.
Yep. Yeah, I live in an area where power outages are unfortunately common, and there was one time where I just started to stream and I was 10 minutes in and then the power shut off.
What can you do? At least, that's not something like it's just like, hey, power went out. What can you do? It's not like, because it's not embarrassing like if you forgot to turn your mic on or, you didn't get something set up. So it's like, hey, at least you can't blame yourself.
Sometimes my audio updates and then it resets everything, so I have that, but I also feel like everyone has had that happen before.
Oh, I had to spend 15 minutes. I updated OBS today, and I had to spend 15 minutes getting my audio to work again.
It's like, oh, that's what it was. I was finishing my first almost complete Hades run. I think I was right in front of Hades.
Oh, no.
There were a couple times that I've had power outages, but that was not fun. I was so sad.
Man, they really didn't want you escaping the underworld. God, I can't wait for the sequel to that game.
Me neither.
It's like they released the trailer, and there's all this hype, and now we haven't heard anything since. It's coming. It's coming.
Tell me more.
All right. What are your 3 desert island movies? And by that, I mean you're stuck on a desert island. You can only bring 3 movies with you, and they're movies you got to watch over and over again.
I can't bring a trilogy, can I?
Like, I mean, you could,
one movie,
but that would count as 3 movies.
Okay.
Yeah, I know the first 3 American Pie movies were really good, but sorry.
I think I would have to bring a Studio Ghibli movie. I think I would bring
Of course. That's a tough one to pick,
probably.
though.
I was gonna say either Howl's Moving Castle or Princess Mononoke.
Hmm.
I think I would bring Princess Mononoke. And then
Excellent
two
movies.
others.
Excellent movies. I like them both a lot.
I'm really bad at picking movies. I'm trying to think of other good ones.
You know, it's something I really admire about Studio Ghibli? No sequels.
You know what? You're right. I did never think about that, but you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Bless him. Bless him and his amazing storytelling. Two other movies.
Yeah, I mean, what are the movies you've watched the most already in your life?
I'm one of those people where I'll watch something and then immediately forget, so I have a really hard time recalling movies that I like. Probably one of the Lord of the Rings movies.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know which one.
I feel like Fellowship is the one that I could watch on its own the most.
Honestly, you're probably right. I think that's probably one of my favorites. Fellowship or Two Towers. No, I think Fellowship. Then I got one more.
Oh, yeah, they're
Probably-
mentioning in chat Return of the Cat is technically, yeah, kind of a sequel.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it
I
is.
didn't know that.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Really cool. And then the last movie, which maybe people will disagree with, but the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, because it's just a very
Really?
nostalgic movie for me. You know,
Huh.
I didn't realize that people thought it was a bad movie until my partner was like, "You like that movie?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's not a bad thing."
You know, I never
but
saw it. I should check it out. The movie that
See, I
ended
didn't
Sean
know there was a
Connery's career.
comic. Did it end his career? What? It's like I've watched it again recently, and I understand. I get it. I understand why people don't like it, but at the same time, like it's so cool. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah, it was the last major Hollywood movie that he ever did. But his last
know
movie
that.
is like called The Adventures of Sir Billy, and it's like a horrible, terrible CGI movie that he lends a voice to.
I've seen that. I haven't seen it, but like, I understand it. But I like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen for a lot of different reasons. It encapsulates a lot of things that I find interesting. Plus, the first time I saw it, it was my cool aunt, my aunt that I really like, watched it with me, and she had it on VHS, and we watched it together, and so it was just like another little nostalgic moment for me.
Now I gotta find it and watch it.
We horrible movie night. Let's go.
Let's do it. I'd be down.
Obviously Dre is joining.
Yeah, obviously. We got
Dre, who's your favorite character in it?
I bet Dre likes the Invisible Man.
I was gonna say, is it Skinner? Maybe it's not Skinner. Horrible movies are the best movies. Is it Dorian Gray? Dorian
Ooh.
Gray's just got a certain swagger about him. Also wrong. Oh my goodness.
Well, just go and chat. Suzy and I are gonna move on because we gotta get moving on. My last question is, what advice would you give yourself before the first time you ever streamed?
Advice would I give myself? I think the biggest thing about streaming, and what I would probably want to say, and something that I realized over the course of streaming, is, you know, not every day needs to be like 100, and you know, not every day is gonna be 100. You know, not every stream can be like what you see as perfect or whatever, but it's one of those things where in streaming you have a lot of ups and downs when it comes to like your mood while you're streaming, you know, while you have viewers, how you feel like your content's going out, if your stream is giving you scuff or anything like that. So one of those things is just like knowing that consistently doing it and kind of keeping to your guns is the best start to do it.
I mean, couldn't have said it better myself. The wisdom. Suzy over here just spouting wisdom.
It's true though. Not every day is gonna be 100, and not every day should be 100. So keep at it.
Mm-hmm. All right. God, I love that. And well, what a perfect way to end the 21 questions. We are done with them. So, wonderful. But, well, Suzy, I think it's that time of the day. The most exciting time of the day. Because, well, if you've watched the last few episodes, we're trying to get through a little color wheel that you yourself... Yeah, so I wonder if I can bring that color wheel up. Let's see if I can find it. I should have saved it. Why didn't I save it? What are you doing, Twig?
I can pull it really quick here.
Yeah, quick, send it to me.
Hi.
Or can I scroll through your...
Click.
Click, 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 click.
Doodles.
Doodles? That's Kyoko's dog.
That's what I call my my folder.
Doodles is a good dog.
All right, there you go. I put it in the thing.
In the thing? What thing? I don't see a thing.
There you go.
Oh, there we go. Wait.
It's on the TV.
Oh, shoot. It wasn't supposed to be on the TV.
Oh.
Yes. Here it is. So on this show, we have covered the Scarlet Tanager, the Kakapo, the Blue-Footed Booby, and the Pukeko, and the Violet Cyberwing. That leaves only 3 little birds left. Oh, wait, we haven't done the Pukeko. We haven't done the Pukeko yet. So Pukeko, Pink Robin, Guinean Kakadarak, and the Hawaii Amakahihi. Sorry, that's how you have to say it. It's bird law. It's bird law. That's how you have to say it. But we're going to cover one of those right now, and I actually need to go and start that up. Okay. Gotta start the slideshow before I go over, but it's time for Run of the Day! Alright, I'm going to pop down here. Because you gotta keep the chickens on the screen. That's required.
Very important. Mandatory.
So I asked Suzy, of those 4 birds that I had left, which ones would you like to cover? And, well, she answered pretty quickly. It was apparently the most popular one that was on the wheel. And that popular bird on the wheel was the pink robin. Look at that little cutie. It's just a little tiny little cutie. Pink robin. There's so many robins out there. There's lots of birds that are called robins. But these are one of the only birds called robins that don't have an orange or reddish chest. You got the little pinkies. The little pinky. Look, oh, they're so cute. So cute. So let me tell you a little about them. Well, they're only 4.7 to 5.5 inches long. And from beak to tail, that's really small. That's just incredibly small. These are tiny little birds. Like, they ain't hummingbird small, but they do really little. And they only weigh like 0.3 to 0.4 ounces. Oddly enough, I couldn't find any information about their wingspan, but I'm guessing their wingspan is probably somewhere between like 6.5 and 9 inches, but you know, they're small. That's all you need to know. They're small. And they have an average lifespan of about 3.2 years. And of course, that's one of those things where it's like their natural lifespan is probably closer to like 8 to 10 years. But it's a dangerous world out there for a tiny little bird. Very dangerous. Now, here's a fun little fact about them. For most birds that have bright coloration like this, you're going to see some dimorphism between the males and the females. But both the males and the females have the pink little chest. Both of them do. If you want to find the difference at a glance, it's actually what you got to look at is the gray feathers on their head and back. If it's a darker more charcoal colored gray color, then it's more likely a male. If it's a lighter gray, it's almost certainly a female. Isn't that interesting? Are you still here, Susie?
I did not know that. Sorry,
Okay.
I was committing
Just listening.
to absorbing the information.
Good. Yeah, feel free to chime in if you have. But as you can see here, they don't have a very large range. Basically, the southeastern tip of Australia and on the island of Tasmania. So you'll see a little of them around Sydney. But here's the thing, is that you're not going to actually see them in Sydney or Melbourne. You're going to see them in the regions surrounding them. They do not like cities. Not a city bird.
I did not know these birds existed before I did the color wheel. They just started like showing up as a suggestion, and I'm like, is that a fake bird?
I know, right? It looks like a European robin that's been photoshopped to be pink.
That's what I thought it was. I'm like, okay, great. It's another purple snow leopard type situation.
Yep. Oh, and age, given the true facts, it's like, yeah, there's actually a bunch of robins out there, and there's a lot of birds that are not related to the European robin, such as the American robin, that is actually a type of thrush. And yeah, they kind of like, oh, red belly must be a robin. Well, it's like, no, it's not how it works. That's not how it works. But these guys are actually pretty closely related to the European robin. They are in the same family and I think the same genus, but they're pretty closely related. And there's only two types of robin that live in Australia. The other is the red robin, or like the red cap robin or something like that. Yeah. Now these little fellas, they... now you see, I want to look at that picture. You notice how that one, he's got a real dark coloration on his head, and this one's a little more light. So this one's probably a male. This one's probably a female.
That's baby. That's cute.
He's a little baby. Look at those. But there are 4 little babies in there, and yeah, you see them make their nests. They're little cup nests made with small little materials and moss to make a nice, soft, little, smooth little cup. And then each clutch is going to have 3 or 4 eggs in it. And they're usually going to have 2 clutches per year, so per breeding season. Now, we're used to, in the northern hemisphere, our breeding season usually being like late March to June, maybe into July. But for these fellas, it's more like November through March because they're in the southern hemisphere, and that's just when they do things down there. And the females are going to be incubating the eggs, but the male will be all super nice and be like, hey, I'm going to get some food, and I'm going to bring it to you while you eat. So the males feed the females while they incubate, and also tries
love
to...
a supportive father.
Yeah. And then when the chicks are born, the males will help feed the chicks a little bit, but it's still mostly done by the female. So, and the male is usually just trying to scare off other ones, but I mean, obviously, they a predator comes. There's not a whole lot these little fellas can do. They are not
5 inches of nothing.
Yeah. Now, one thing that they found is like during the breeding season, when they're trying to attract a mate, you know, so many males will sing a complex song, or they'll do like a little dance and puff up, and you know, there's all sorts of mating rituals that male birds are do, but they found that the males of the species don't really do any of that. The selection seems to be almost entirely on plumage color, and the brighter and more vibrant that pink, the more interested the females are. And they also speculate that one of the reasons that the males have darker gray feathers is that the darker the gray feathers are on there, the more that the pink is contrasted. So the pink can appear brighter against a darker background of darker feathers. That's what they assume.
Color theory. I love it.
Yeah. It makes sense to me. But yeah, the more bright pink those feathers are, the more likely a female is like, okay, I will have babies with you. But they do not mate for life. They pick a new partner every season, and they might even pick a new partner every clutch. They're not too picky. They ain't too picky. They like to diversify their offspring, which, you know, from an evolutionary standpoint, makes sense. So I was saying, it's just like, okay, they're in that southern area around Sydney and Melbourne, but These are not suburban or urban birds. They hate those. Oops, excuse me, hiccup. They hate those environments. And these little fellas, they like to stick to wooded areas, thick woods and forest areas, just wherever there's thick brush and lots of places to hide. That's where they like to hang out. So if there's like lots of open areas like you would find in suburbs and cities, they don't like that. They don't feel comfortable in there. They're a little tiny bird. They want to be able to hide, and it's actually pretty hard to find these guys. They're very shy. Kind of a rare sight around there. But if you want to hear their song, I do have a little video I can play.
I think it's wild that they're carnivorous and they're just these tiny little things.
Mm-hmm. Well, look at this cute little guy. Look at this cute little guy.
He's singing.
Yeah, just light little cheeps. I was already sitting. I was like, "What kind of plant is that?"
Moss.
But yes, the next bit that I was talking about, they are almost entirely carnivorous. They have not been seen eating berries or nuts or anything like that. They love the little bugs. They're going to mostly be finding them on trees and in brushes and stuff, and just eating little ants and little spiders and all like that. It's like, yeah, it's kind of weird because it's like, you know, you have a finch that's about the same size. They're almost purely vegetarian, but I guess if you're in Australia, you got to be a vicious predator that murders everything, even if you are a tiny, cute little pink cotton ball. Look at that little vicious predator on the right there. Are you a vicious little predator? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. But yeah, their populations, from what they've been able to gather, seem to be pretty stable. There's quite a lot of them where they are, and so they are considered a species of least concern, so not threatened or endangered at all, so that's nice. But the unfortunate thing is that I don't really have a lot of other information. They're not like the state bird of any region. They're not a mascot anywhere. They're not used on any crests or anything like that. They're just a cute little bird that people see, and so there's not a whole lot of not a ton of information around them. But I mean, look at them, cute little tiny pink predators. I like them.
Swash just jumped into the camera.
Yeah, I saw that. But yeah, my thoughts, I mean... Oh, going to time out now, huh?
She wanted to come out, so she can sit on the desk for a minute.
Okay. But yeah, my thoughts, I love the pink robin. Pink robins are super cute little puffballs. I mean, just look, how can you look at that little fella and not love that little fella?
It's adorable.
Adorable. And I say fella, but this one's got lighter gray feathers, so this one's a good chance it's a female. Pretty little girl. Pink ladies. Yeah. I mean, what else can I say? Tiny, cute, little pink bird. What's not to love? Nothing. Nothing. I mean, they're not the coolest birds. Not the smartest birds. But they're so lovable. It'd be fun to have like a cute little...
Nonetheless.
Like a cute little pink robin plush sit on the desk. I would like.
It'd be so little. That'd be adorable.
So little. Well, we're going to call this bird of the day done, and we're going to get back to the studio.
A device pink.
No, don't start playing the music again, Rodney. God damn it. Okay. Oh, that's still up. Well.
Hi, Millie.
Hey, it's Millie. We love you, Millie. So we got one more thing left to do today, and I've made a little game for you. Ow! Someone just threw Bentai at me. How dare they? Let's see here.
Drink some water.
Oh, we gotta drink some water. Hold on a second. You drink some water too.
I will drink water.
Grab my glass here. A ghost. Okay. And I don't look at that. Don't look at that, Suzy. That was nothing. You did not see what was just thrown at me.
Children, avert your eyes.
Children of Virgia. Okay. PowerPoint, come back. Well, I got a little game here. I'll pick and chicken.
Picking chicken.
So in this game right here,
Look at all these
Ow.
chickens.
think of this as a little bit of a yearbook thing. You're going to have to answer. I'm going to give you a scenario, and you'll be like, which of these chickens between Vice, Splash, Blue, and Noir is the most likely to fit this category? So why don't you tell me in chat? Chat, why don't you answer too if you feel like answering?
I want to hear chat's opinion.
Yeah.
On who's what. Some people have some strong opinions about my pecans.
All right. Well, first off, most likely to spill food everywhere while eating.
Squishy.
Blue, easy.
Blue, easy. Yeah, I've seen Blue eat.
Blue
Blue's
is
a measure eater.
a quantity over quality kind of kiddo. So getting food in the fastest is. Oh, you know what? Age has a point though. But Vice specifically was not eating. Vice was taking a bath in the food.
That's different. It does say well eating, not well bathing in food. So
if it was while bathing, Vice would win.
Okay. Most likely to steal food from a sibling.
Noir.
Yeah, that's not surprising at
I
all.
have video evidence everywhere, every day.
Yep, chat agrees.
Everyone
it's Noir.
scream Noir.
All right.
She steals food from me. She stole some of my taco ones.
Not Noir Kyoko, Hasio. This one has an E at the end. The little black one at the bottom there. All right. Most likely to try to escape the pen.
This might be an interesting answer, but Splash is usually the one to hop up on the pen. And more recently, it's been Vice. So Vice has become very attached and is like, I need to hang out with you at all times, Mumther, and will throw himself on my desk. But Splash is just kind of a wandering spirit.
Makes
Noir
sense.
and Blue, it's purely food motivation.
Makes sense. All right. Chase a bug that got in the pen.
Okay, so great story. I have been training my chickens to be tactical bug-eating chickens. And it is Noir and Splash. Noir
and
is
Splash.
more... Yeah, so Splash is very movement-oriented. So she's kind of a dummy, but she's very movement-oriented. If she sees something moving, she, like, hones in on it, like a little target.
Nice.
But I have used Noir. If I see a bug, I will literally go grab Noir, put Noir near the bug, and Noir will take care of it for me.
Ha, that's nice. There's a spider in the room. Get the chickens.
No, exactly. You just put it on your hand, and you hold her up to the ceiling, and she's like, don't worry, I got it.
That's amazing. I love that. All right. Sit and wait for food like a patient and good bird. Like if you're handing out
Splash,
treats.
but she physically has to do mental math when she eats.
the blueberry video.
She'll stand there and she'll look at it, and I don't know what's happening in her head during that time. So I don't know if it's sit and wait for food like a patient good bird, because I don't think it's a conscious thought. I think something just stops working and it's like a stutter.
Nice.
She's buffering. That's a very good point, Oxia. I will say Vice is polite. Vice is polite when taking food.
Okay. Nice. All right. Cuddle with Suzy.
So this has been interesting because when I first got the kiddos, Blue was the mama's kiddo, and I totally thought Blue was going to be super cuddly all the time. But it is now Vice. Vice will... We have our morning routine where if he crows in the morning, I'll take him outside and he'll crow for like 5 minutes and we'll hang out and get snacks and then he'll go back to bed. But he also just like jumps on my desk, and even if the other kiddos are still in their pen, Vice will just be sitting all cute on my desk, just being like, yep, I'm happy.
What a good little bird.
He's such a good little man.
All right. Try to interfere with the creation of art.
I think I would have to say Splash or Noir for two different reasons. So we've already established that the kiddos hang out on my desk. They have a little corner of my L-shaped desk that they have a little pad that they sit on.
Mm-hmm.
Noir, she loves pecking my mouse and keyboard. She thinks it's great fun, so we have that. And then Splash, her favorite thing to do is to sit on my arm, like on my forearm, and like that's her comfy spot. Like that's where she likes to go to bed. So obviously it's kind of hard to do art when you have a chicken sitting on you.
Of course, yeah. All right. Throw up and not tell you about it.
Chickens can't throw up. We can say grossest accidents that Suzy has had with a particular chicken.
It does say most
Blue.
likely to. So it's more of an
True.
attitude thing, like, oh god, I got drunk and threw up and don't tell mom.
I feel like it would still be blue.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I feel like it would still be blue.
All right. Refuse to eat because they're too picky. Like, I don't like that kind of lettuce.
As funny as it sounds, probably Noir. She does not like seeing new things. And when I show something to her for the first time, she'll do this little alarm call that's like, what the heck is this? I don't like this. Don't put it near my face. Even if it's something like super tasty. So probably Noir, but as soon as she realizes that it's food, it's all over.
Ah, nice. All right. See Oppenheimer and Barbie on the same day.
Again, probably Noir. She's my little thinker. She's got a brain upstairs.
Makes sense. I can see it. To run for local office.
I feel like Vice would be nominated and then just win because everyone thinks that he's hilarious. But in a not him actively being hilarious, just kind of he exists and is a little chicken himbo sort of way.
Makes sense. I see it. Combine roast beef, ice cream, and gummy worms at a buffet. This one came
Blue.
from Dre Frick.
It's blue.
Blue? Blue. Yeah, probably blue. I can see blue.
Blue is always quantity over quality.
Nice. Steal a Cadillac and go for a joyride.
Noir, she's a menace.
Yeah, she's the bad girl of the bunch. Flapping her wings just as you said that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
She's like, yeah, I'd do it. What of it?
The joke on my stream is that whenever I have internet connection issues, it's because she ate my internet.
I feel like she models herself after Joan Jett. I get Joan Jett vibes from that chicken.
I can see it.
Yeah. She don't give a damn about her bad reputation.
Dre Frigg is her godparent, yes.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
And I believe Noir is an honorary Corvid, maybe.
I would give her that title. I'm the one who dishes out that title. I'd give it to her.
I think that's very kind of you. I do think that she has the intelligence to be Corvid. Got the mannerisms.
All right. Lose their life
has a black
savings
beak.
in a Bitcoin scam.
That's a good question.
You want to know what I think the answer is?
What do you think the answer is?
I think it's got to be Vice, because only men are stupid enough to lose their life savings in Bitcoin scams.
I was going to think about it. I was like, Splash is kind of a ditz, but I don't think she's an idiot. You know what I mean? So I think I think I might have to agree. Or maybe Blue, but maybe because Blue didn't know what they were getting into in the first place.
Yeah, that could be Blue. Blue is too trusting, and someone calls on the phone saying that they're from the FBI, and you have to go to the local Bitcoin ATM and buy this much money. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah, could be something like that. All right, make it to Hollywood after an American Idol audition.
Well, we know Vice sounds beautiful.
Yes, beautiful singer.
I don't think it would be Vice. I think it would be Splash. Splash has got some good charm on her.
She is the hot one.
I think she's, when it comes to like chicken confirmation for what the silky breed should look like, she's so far like spot on.
She's a model. Got the talent. I can see it. All right. End up in prison.
Noir.
Yeah.
If they can
At this
capture
point, we've established it's noir. Yes. Actually, she would look good with the orange jumpsuit. Contrast with the black nicely. Kind of Halloween color.
Yeah, she'd look great.
Yeah.
She'd work it.
All right. Prove the Goldbach conjecture.
I don't know what that is.
It's a mathematical conjecture that says that any prime number is the sum of 3 other primes. Oh no, it's just any even number. I think it's like every even number larger than 2 is the sum of 3 primes. I think that's what it is. One of those things that
Splash, because she does so much mental math anyway.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
Every time she's buffering, that's what's going on. She's working out the equation.
Very nice. Build something amazing out of Lego.
I feel like that would have to go to Blue or Vice. I feel like they would just sit down and have a good time.
Okay. Blue or Vice. All right.
Or just the
and then
Noir.
destroy that amazing Lego creation.
Noir!
Yeah, yeah, it's become
Blue might accidentally destroy it, but only because they're so big and clumsy.
Yes, I could see that. Accidental creation is a thing too. But we know siblings love to destroy their siblings' Lego creations. Yeah.
The dial tone for Splash, probably.
Become a VTuber.
That's a good question. It'd kind of be cute if they all became little VTubers. How adorable would that be? I feel like they'd all have vastly different stream types if they did. Maybe, I think all of them at once. They would have a joint stream channel.
They kind of already are. Well, the camtubers, not VTubers.
True. I think if any of them, maybe
Blue does
Noir.
mukbangs. Oh god.
Yeah, but I was gonna say I think Blue would be like an eating channel.
And then would like, could you see maybe Vice or Splash doing like a karaoke channel or?
I think Vice would do like karaoke. That would be fun.
Noir would do like horror games and shooters and stuff. I could see
very much so. Maybe Splash would be an art channel. I don't know.
Could be.
Noir is a hardcore gamer. Vice is the idol.
Yes. And the question you didn't want me to ask: be your favorite.
I love them all.
You
I
must
love them all so much.
You must choose. Suzy's choice.
I will say that Vice is the most personable currently, but I love them all for their unique personalities. Vice / Noir Blue.
I know it's a cruel question. That's what I meant. It's Suzy's choice.
Like, Noir is like such a sassy little kiddo. Like I love her. Blue is just like kind of a big lumbering chicken. Like that's how you can think of them. And then Splash is just like doing mental math trying to peck a piece of corn, which is hilarious.
They are all very good. But I guess it sounds like you said Vice. Sounds like you said Vice.
I would say currently Vice is the most cuddliest kiddo. But it changes every couple months.
I know.
Who's the most cuddly?
You'd miss them all. You don't want to lose any of them. They're all wonderful. Well, that is the end of that game. That was fun. I think the chat seemed to agree with you more often than not.
Yeah, these chickens have such personalities, and chat is so good at seeing them and recognizing their patterns and tendencies.
Yeah, and that's kind of the funny thing is that like people don't think of chickens as having like the type of bird that has personalities, but oh god, they do. There's so much. I think landfowl, the galliforms, I think they get kind of a bad rap as just being dumb birds. Like people think of chickens and turkeys as dumb, but like after corvids and parrots, they're kind of near the top of the rankings. They're not dumb.
I did not know that. I knew they were not dumb. I knew they were intelligent because like raising them, like you learn so much about them. Like you can teach them tricks. They like learn recalls and things like this. But I did not know that they were relatively high on the list in comparison.
Yeah, turkeys especially are way smarter than people give them credit for. Like spreading the myth that, oh, they'll drown if they look up while it's raining. It's like, no, they won't.
That makes me so mad.
It's like,
I'm not gonna lie. People tell me that sometimes, and I'm just like, no.
I had some turkeys in my yard this morning. 3 of them.
We have a band of 6 hens and like 30 chicks that roam through the property near where I live.
Nice.
And they roost in the trees.
I know, it's so weird, like, looking up into a tree and seeing a bunch of turkeys. You're like, how did that happen? A lot of people, it's
and
like...
they just fly, like, straight up.
Yeah, people are like, turkeys can't fly. It's like, no. Wild turkeys can fly. They're not great flyers, but wild turkeys can fly. It's the fattened up farm ones that can't fly.
Yeah, they can't fly.
But, well... It's we're at the 2-hour mark, so I think we need to call this stream done. But oh my gosh, Suzy, this has been so much fun.
Thank you for having me, and I'm glad I could bring on the kiddos. I'm glad we figured that out.
Yes, I mean, it made honestly, it made the stream. We had to have them. I mean, you're answering your questions. Oh man, you had some wonderful answers today. So it would have been good without the chickens, but with the chickens, oh my gosh.
Should
Amazing.
I do a baby showcase before I leave?
Yeah, let's
this
do
is
a
something I do
showcase.
on stream where basically I hold the chickens up close to the camera so everyone can see them. Let me see. Okay. All right, let me just pop this up and then I'm gonna mute myself while we just do the quick baby showcase. If you want to.
Okay. Here we have... Wait, that's blue, right? That was blue. It's blue? Yeah, it's blue. Can't hear you, Suzy, if you're saying anything. Now, this is Splash. Making a splash. Wonderful. Wonderful. Beautiful splash. She muted her mic, yeah, she did.
I did mute my mic because I'm rustling around.
Rustle. I love how they like being picked up. Here we have Noir, the troublemaker herself. She's even got a Joan Jett haircut. I'm telling you, she's a Joan Jett fan. She's gotta be. Yeah. Look at her. What a cute little chicken. Last but not least, we got Vice. He was squirming a little bit.
Vice is the funniest because he screams like a little baby whenever you pick him up.
All right, there's our little man. Well, let's give a cheer and a clap for those little chickens. And for Suzy. Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you.
But I think it's time for us to end this episode of Sunday Dusk. Suzy, I can't thank you enough for coming on and for bringing the little pickins. You've made this a truly wonderful, wonderful episode, and I couldn't be happier.
I was so happy to be on when I saw the questions. Like, oh, these are going to be some interesting answers I've got.
Mm-hmm. It was fun. It was fun. So we're going to raid on out of here. Someone I've known a little bit, Solkaya. We're going to go raid them. And yeah, we'll see y'all next week for our guest will be Kira Hishitori. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll see her. And other than that, thanks for coming on. Thanks for watching, everybody. And we are going to get ourselves out of here. So all of you have a wonderful night, a wonderful week, and go to bed on this Sunday dusk. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody.